about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Hey guys, it has been a hot minute since I filmed last. Today's crazy. I feel crazy. I'm pregnant, hormones. Oh my god. My kids have been driving me nuts. I've been filming video after video today. This is the 4th video I've filmed. Super busy filming day for me today. My mom is now here to watch the kids, and I'm going to karaoke. Not because I really want to be around people, to be quite honest. I would like to have a quiet night by myself, in a quiet room by myself. But it is one way for me to have time alone, away from my family. So even if I have to drive around for a little while and be by myself in my car. So we're going to just go out. It's not very often I go out anymore. As you probably already know, I've been filming every second week, and it's been working so far. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. I mean, I'm pregnant. Things are changing. It's going to be my 3rd kid. We'll see how it goes. So I just want to share with you one thing I picked up a while ago. This is some more lashes, because when you do makeup, you always need lashes, right? These are the style Cashmere in the Cala 3D Foam Mink. I have been raving about these. I get them from Marshalls or Winners. I've been raving about them ever since I found them there. And I think the Cashmere ones are probably my favorite style. I also like Sin City, but these ones are really nice and wispy. They're really, really good. So I'm going to start with my makeup. I said I was going to do more dramatic makeup today. And I want to go in with my Jeffree Star palette, but I always seem to use Blue Blood. So I'm trying to challenge myself to pick out something different that I would never normally use. I'm just applying a lip mask right now. So this is Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask in Vanilla. Normally when I go out for date night, if my husband is home, I usually dress up and I put on a sexy shirt, and it just makes me feel good. But honestly, so my mom asked me earlier if I wanted to go out, and I was like, yeah, I do. And I kind of wanted to more then, mostly because of the kids. And now I don't really want to go anywhere. I just want to stay in bed and sleep. But it would be unfair of me to say that now, because she's already here watching the kids, and she's actually going to sleep over because my daughter is too young to go to her house for a sleepover right now. So we just have to wait a little bit longer. So we're going to go ahead and do my makeup, and I probably won't be out for very long tonight anyway, just because I'm not feeling it. And the last time I went to karaoke and was singing, it was by myself as well. Every time my husband comes home this entire summer, basically, I think he's been able to go to karaoke with me once or twice since May. Maybe, because we're always going to camping, or we're going to my family reunion, or we're going somewhere. So we're never home together. We're always just doing stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to do my makeup. We're going to go out, have a girls' night, meet up with some friends there. I'm going to start with my Milk Makeup Hydrogrip Primer. I use this all the time. It's a clear primer. And honestly, I don't even think it has silicone in it, but it is like this interesting formula that kind of feels tacky on your skin when you apply it. So it's on my skin, and yeah, it feels like sticky, but when you have it just sitting there, it doesn't feel sticky, uncomfortable, if you know what I mean. But it makes your makeup adhere, and probably been out of my career doing makeup my entire life. I'm 40 years old. So I've obviously been doing makeup for a lot longer than just on my YouTube channel. It's probably the best primer I've ever used, ever, probably. Keep in mind there are different types of primers, so this is just one. It's like a tacky, sticky primer rather than like a pore filling primer or like a brightening primer. So just keep that in mind. So next step, foundation. It is the Becca Skin Love Weightless Blur Foundation. It's an older foundation. It's almost gone. I love this so much. Maybe I'll apply this first and see how dark it is with my skin tone right now. It's the shade Olive, so it's pretty dark. I also love this one. This is the e.l.f. Camo Cc Cream. It is a dupe for the IT Cosmetics foundation, which is full coverage, so good apparently. Never tried it. I've only tried this one, but they're both really, really good. So I'm going to use my makeup brush. It's dirty. All my brushes are actually dirty. So we're going to struggle with this a little bit, I think. I'm going to start at the center of my face and work my way up. And this has been a while since I've used this foundation. I do love it though. I used to use it all the time. I'm not going to apply a heavy layer because I don't want it to look like I'm wearing makeup, as much as, you know, applying foundation cannot look like you're wearing makeup. Okay, so that actually blended in quite nicely. I mean, it doesn't really look like I'm wearing makeup. It just has some coverage, so I'm not too worried about like my pigmentation or anything like that. So next I'm going to use some concealer. I'm using my Rare Beauty one. This is the shade 240 Warm. Hopefully it'll go with this foundation. We'll see. Haven't really been using that much concealer or foundation for that matter. And I might go in, because I'm doing like a heavy duty eye, so when I do like more intense makeup, I tend to brighten my face in the areas where I want it. So I always go around my nose because I have veins. That's where I always cover it up. Okay, right here on my chin. And you notice how little I put on there, just like hardly any at all. I'm using a concealer brush down my nose. So here's kind of like a trick. If you want something to look really bright, just let it dry for a bit before you blend it out fully. Okay, so then a little bit right here on the forehead, between the brows, cover up the veins on my lids to prep them for shadow. It's also good to use an actual like lid primer, which I'm not using today. I should be, but I'm not. So I'm using this to brighten up my top of my cheekbone where the light would normally hit me, and kind of, I guess it's kind of like making a triangle with concealer, but I didn't do that exactly. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in with my foundation brush, because you can see this isn't quite blended out. Go in with this and it blends it out so nicely. So go over my nose, all of the areas where I have foundation. Okay, and then if I want to blend out underneath my eyes just a bit more, I just go back in with my brush and just make sure it's not creasing at all. I've always been kind of unsure about this Rare Beauty concealer, because one time I had it, it didn't work so well for me. So I've been kind of on the fence about it. So for powder, I've got two of my Charlotte Tilbury powders. They're the Airbrush Flawless Finish ones, shade 1 and shade 2. Shade 1 always goes underneath my eyes to keep things bright under there. Basically, anywhere where I put concealer, that's where this is going to go. And I don't really feel like I need to set the rest of my makeup, but I might just put a little bit. Okay, next is brows. I'm going to go in with I'm actually out of my current, I never opened a new one. I do have one, I just haven't opened it. My Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. So instead, today I'm going to use my Urban Decay Brow Blade, and this is the shade Cool Cookie. Love this product so much. It does have a liquid side, but I usually just go in with the pencil. And then on top, I'm going to use my 24-Hour Brow Freeze by Benefit. I will be right back after brows are complete. Okay guys, so brows are done. I'm going to quickly do some bronzer and blush. Then I'm going to go see how my daughter is doing, because she's in the bath with my mom's giving her bath right now, and she's crying. So I just want to go see what's going on. I've got my blush brush. Oh wait, which brush is this? This is my Spotlight Duster. This is my powder brush, but I do have to clean my brushes anyway. So I'm actually going to use this brush instead of bronzing all over. I'm going to use my powder brush to lightly dust the perimeter of my face. I'm not going to go anywhere near my nose. I might do a contour on my nose, only because I used concealer to brighten the top of it, give my cheekbone some shape. And then my blush brush, I'm going to use my Tartelette Blush in Bloom palette. I like this one because there's no like shimmer in it, and sometimes shimmers are just like too much for me. So right above the bronzer goes the blush. And I completely forgot to add stuff to the nose, so I'm going to go back in with that brush. And this is technically a really fat eyeshadow brush. I'm going to go in to do some contouring on my nose. You can see how that changes the shape of your nose. I will blend it out so it won't look weird. Okay, so nobody can really tell. Like, you can't tell from the side view that I've contoured it, but then when you look straight on, it looks like this part's just like higher on the bridge of my nose. So I really like that. Another trick is also to put a little bit of bronzer like, because normally you put highlight right on the tip of your nose and then some on the bridge. So right between those 2 points, so mine's right here, I put a little bit of bronzer to kind of like make it look like your nose is pointing up a little bit. So make the bridge a little bit skinny and then a little bit right here to make it look like you've got like a pointed pixie nose. And then I don't normally add highlighter until the very end, but I'm going to do it now. I'm going to take my high cheekbone highlighter, and then the trick is you put a little bit right above that where you put the bronzer, then on the tip, then on the cheekbones, chin, cupid's bow, and a little bit on the forehead. And then if you want to go back over with a powder brush just to make sure things are blended in, you can. I'm just going to go back in with my blush brush because blush is always the first thing that fades anyway. Okay, and then everything is done except for the eyeshadow. So I'm just going to go check on my daughter, and then I'll do my shadow, and then I'll spray my face, and then we'll do mascara, lashes, and lips, and we'll be all done. We'll be right back. All right, guys, so I had time to talk to my daughter, put her to bed, and brush her teeth, all that good stuff. So I'm going to get started on shadow. So the 2 palettes that I took out, I want to do a technique where I kind of like line my eye. So I'm going to go in the crease and then kind of bring it around the entire lower lash line and then kind of bring it up a little bit higher. So I might use like 2 or 3 different colors for that, and then put a completely different color on the lid, and then put a lighter, brighter color on the inside of the lid, on the inner corner. So it's going to be one of those techniques. And the shadow palettes I brought out were the Tarte Young, Wild, and Cruelty Free. This is like 2 years old. I got this the summer that I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, and she's 2, so 2 years old. The other one I want to use is the Nouveau Palette. This is the Brownie Palette I recently received by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is where I'm going to get my potentially, I don't know yet, the sparkly shades, and maybe the blending out shades, I think, because I was thinking of going in with these oranges, but they are really orange, so I don't know. This one might be a good base color, so I might start with that, then deepen things up with the bright orange or like the darker color. And I feel like because I'm using those colors, I can go in with this dirty brush. It's a smaller brush, but I want to be a little bit more precise with today's look. So I'm going to start with No Fox Given, which is the dark orange color. This is going in the crease, and I'm kind of bringing it just above my natural crease. You can kind of see I'm leaving my lid completely free. And the good thing about small brushes is that you can be so precise. And we'll use a bigger brush to blend everything out. But this can get the color nice and even. So like upon first application, it's just like nice and even. You can already see how that changes like the look and shape of my eye. So I'm going into the blending brush, blending out that shade. I just want a nice wash of color there, and then we'll go back in and deepen things up. So now I'm going to go in with a lighter shade, Two Can Do It, and I guess kind of copy that shade a little bit. I'm going a little bit below that shade and over top of it. We're going to bring this color all the way around. I always like the smell of Tarte palettes. So if you've never purchased a Tarte palette, sometimes like the blushes, so the Amazonian clay blush doesn't smell very good, but some of the shadows, this one specifically smells like chocolate or vanilla, and it's some kind of like vanilla that they use in their formula, I think, but it's so nice. So the trick here, I'm lining all around my eye with this like orange color, but I'm picking an orange that technically could look as a neutral color. And then I'm using the small enough brush that I can get it pretty close to my lower lash line. This is a lighter color, so I'm putting it all the way around. And then later on, the trick is I'm going to line my lower lash line with a completely different color, one that will match the shadow on the top. So it's going to be teal or green. We'll see. Teal, aqua, that kind of like dark color. Okay, so I think I'm happy with how it looks like on the lower lash line. So I'm just gonna, there's a little area here where it kind of got away from me. Going in with the dark orange can, again, no fucks given. And just put that in the crease. Kind of stamping it in now to darken it up. And then I'm going in with the fluffier brush. This is E40. I'm going in with, I think we're gonna do Metro, or maybe Fleur, I don't know. Let's try Metro first. So tap a little bit on the brush. It's from the Nouveau palette and blend out this orange color. So here I feel kind of comfortable going quite far up because this look is going to be a really intense look, I think. And the fluffier brush that you use, it's really going to spread nicely and evenly. So it's a nice fluffy brush. It's just kind of like spreading the product and just making it look even. So next is time to go into the shades. So I really haven't decided. I like Toad Alley, totally, this greenish colored one, but then this navy blue one is called Party Animal, and I think somehow mixing those I think is going to look really cool. I kind of wanted it to match this, but this is more blue. So I'm going to play with both shades and just see where it takes us. I'm going to go in with this cream brush, a Bokashi concealer brush, but I'm going to use it as a lid brush just to apply the color. So I'm going to start kind of in the middle of my lid, which is kind of unusual. I'm going to press in the color. Ooh, this is green. Pretty though, very pretty. A nice green sparkly color. Okay, when it comes to sparkle, if you want, you can actually put a little bit of setting spray on your brush. This isn't exactly setting spray, but I like to use MAC Fix Plus for shadow. It does help your shadow to stay longer. Just make sure it dries, because if you don't, it does tend to move around a little bit. But it really, like, you notice if you add water to your brush before you put on a sparkly shadow, it intensifies it dramatically. So now here, because I'm experimenting, I'm going in with both eyes, just so that they match. I'm going to take the other side of the brush, spray that as well, and go in with the dark blue shade. That one's called Party Animal. This is like an intense navy blue, and start on the outer part of the eye. And I think these shades will blend really nicely together. I think the trick is knowing where to stop with that color as far as like outer corner is concerned. So I kind of made a point, kind of like an eyeliner, and then I'm going to dip it again into that brush. This brush is perfect for that because it's got like this flat defined edge, and just kind of run it along the outer line and the lower lash line here. I might come back to that once we do lower lash line liner. So same thing on the other side. I need to figure out how I'm going to transition that inner portion. I think I'm going to use the Nouveau Palette shade. So there's like kind of this orangey pink shade. It's called Isle. I'm going to use my baby finger for this and attempt to gently put it on the inner corner. Ooh, okay. So I'm going to have to go back in with that green shade, I think, and blend really, really well. I'm going to have to switch fingers here because I can't do it with my right hand. So I have to be careful because I don't want it to go up too high. I'm going to go back in with that shade with the orange and just kind of clean up the crease here. I'm going to add more of that dark orange. So now the liner I want to use, it's going to throw me off because it's blue. This is the color. It almost looks purple compared to my shirt, but I think it'll match okay. So I'm going to line the lower lash line. That looks really good. So like the color on the bottom almost looks brown in comparison, and I think it looks good. So I'm going to take that same brush and just kind of like blend out the orange a little bit. make it a little bit more intense, bring it down a little bit more. And then, yeah, I think that looks really good. Wow. Definitely intense. Not used to having it this dark, I think. Okay, so I think that's it for the eyes. Then I'm going to line my upper lash line. Where's my liner? I'm going to use my Too Faced Better Than Sex Black Liquid Liner to line my upper lash line. Put on tons of mascara and lashes. I'm going to do my Sin City lashes, I think. And then we're going to come back. We'll do lips and inner corner highlight, and I think we'll be done. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, guys, lashes are on. Looking a little dramatic over here, I would say so myself. So I'm going to line my lips. I'm not really wiping my lip balm off. My lips have been dry, so I need to keep that on. I'm going to use a really dark color. This is like a brown. It says Bite Me. I'm going to line my lips. I'm going to overline them a little bit. And then we're going to fill them in with my Jeffree Star Celebrity Skin and go from there. All right, guys. So that is it for this look. I was totally overlining my lips, and then I thought it looked totally not me. So I changed my mind, and I just went natural. I went nude lip gloss over a little bit of lip liner. That is it for the look. I guess the last thing, I already put my highlighter away, but I'll add a little bit of inner corner highlight. I feel like my lashes are making my right eye tear up a bit. So I'm really hoping that this lasts, but again, I'm not going out all night. So I found my teeny tiny brush, and I pop a little bit of brightening right here where I need it, and a little bit under the brow bone. Especially today because I went up so high with my shadow. And that is it for this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Please let me know down in the comments if you did. Give the video a like. That also helps me know if you like my content, and it helps to share the video with other people that may not have seen it. If you're new here, please subscribe. I would love to have you, and click on the bell notification button to be notified of upcoming videos I'll post, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.